Greetings, Lost fans, and welcome back to this, the final episode of Socrates Jones. Let's not waste any time, let's dive straight in.
Well, that was quite a spirited performance, Socrates. Who would have thought an accountant from New York, well, Edinburgh actually, would turn out to be such a great debater?
Thank you, Arbiter. I wasn't actually born in New York, I was born in Scotland, but that's okay.
I believe Friedrich Nietzsche has volunteered to discuss his ideas with you next.
Well, what? Oh no. More! A prominent, if sometimes paradoxical thinker, he is often quoted by the angsty teens of your era. Like Ariadne, you mean, when she's offered her 7 minutes in heaven party with John Stuart Mill.
Give me a moment and I will retrieve him.
Of course. Sigh. Are you okay, Harry? I don't know how you're still doing this, Dad. I mean, look at me. I'm getting tired and I'm just helping out. Well, I can't really get tired anymore because I'm dead. Plenty of time to sleep when you're dead. I know, Harry, I was personally hoping Kant Shansha would hold up. At this point, I kind of think that the nature of morality is impossible to find.
Ooh. What did you say?
Oh, I should kind of think that the nature of morality is impossible to find. Maybe. I just kind of maybe.
Huh. Interesting.
What? The door disappeared! Does that...
Unfortunately, while interesting, that description of the nature of morality is also
incorrect. Oh no, what? You can't count that! I didn't submit that as an answer. I didn't turn in a paper. This is bullcrap. From a man with a bull skull. Wait, what?
I'm very sorry, but the rules state he has only one chance, and I'm afraid that was it.
What, are we playing Jumanji? Come on! What the hell? That is completely bogus. My dad wasn't trying to provide an answer just then. He was just thinking to himself. Tell him, Dad. Tell him you didn't intend to make a statement about morality. Dad? He's right. What? What I shared was, in fact, a statement about that nature of morality. I can't deny that.
I am glad you are taking this reasonably, Socrates.
Thanks a lot. Good thing one of us is.
Again, the deepest of apologies. I hope you will be able to make yourself comfortable here.
Thanks a lot. Wait, Arbiter, before you leave, can I ask you one thing? How do you close the skull holes on your head? No.
I suppose.
Why?
Why what?
Excuse me? You're excused. Why am I wrong?
Come now. Your stance is full of holes, Socrates. Of that much there is no doubt.
Sure, you've shared, but why? If I'm going to be here forever, I'd like to at least understand why I'm wrong, and you do have an infinite amount of time in which to explain it to me, so it's not like you're doing anything else.
Very well, Socrates, that is only fair. Allow me to spell it out for you.
Presentation!
You have presented your philosophical views. Your premise is foolish, as morality has a tangible impact. The world is clearly bettered when individuals strive to be better.
But that presumes an objective standard of morality, mister.
I see little reason to doubt the existence of some form of morality in our world. And there we go, Socrates. As you see, your answer is flawed to the core.
I see. Well, if you don't mind, Arbiter, I'd like to ask you a few questions. What? Dad, you really intend to challenge the Arbiter? Well, why the heck not? It's not like he's gonna kill us. We're already dead. We've got nothing to lose now. Yes, I do. Well, listen, I don't know if you forgot this, but, he's the Arbiter! So? It doesn't mean he has an authoritative opinion. Shut up. Show? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark? Harry, you once told me never to let an argument go unexamined, didn't you? Frankly, we both know that I know little about philosophy. For all my bombast, of which there is a significant amount, it's only because of that piece of advice we've lasted as long as we have. But Dad, well, we've encountered many arguments that look solid on the surface, but each and every one of them had a flaw. If we don't look closely at this one, how can we know it's not the same? Examine everything. There is too much on the line for us to forget that now. No matter how scary our opponent looks, with his crazy hair and horns and shit like that. Alright, Dad. I trust you.
Well, this is unexpected, Socrates. I confess you have piqued my interest. I suppose, given all you have done, some questions are warranted. Ask away. but do not feel too hurt when you come up short. I'm liking you less and less, and not just because you look like an anime villain. You have presented your philosophical views. I can't really ask him to clarify that. Your premise is foolish, as morality has a tangible impact. What do you mean by a tangible impact? Can you clarify this point? It is possible to argue that things don't exist when they cannot be felt. When an impact can be felt, however, such an argument becomes more precarious. Such is the case when it comes to morality. Foolish. Morality has a tangible impact. Can you back that up? In fact, no. Why don't you explain to me the relevance of why that means it must be real? How is it related to your conclusion? It outlines why it is difficult to argue that morality does not exist. The world is clearly bettered when individuals strive to be better. Really? Because that kind of presumes an objective standard, doesn't it? Can you back this up? History has been marked by shifts in human temperament. Advances in moral thinking tend to lead to periods of prosperity, while flawed or distorted ideals lead to decline. Seeing this, there can be little doubt morality betters the world. When individuals strive to be better. What do you mean by this? I think this is pretty clear, Socrates. Mankind is better off when held to a higher standard. In other words, when they adhere to the principles of some form of morality. Some form, though. Some form. Do I have any ideas on the idea slate? No, nothing. I've got nothing. I've got no credibility either. It's really. I see no reason to doubt the existence of some form of morality in our world. Can you back this up? I believe I have. See little reason to doubt it. Well, clarify it then. Come on, do something! For the reason I've just stated, it seems more than likely morality exists. Existence of some form of morality. The world is clearly bettered. Really? Can you question the relevance? How is this related to your conclusion? It outlines a key supporting point, Socrates. This isn't looking good, guys. Your premise is foolish. Why don't you back that up? Can you back this up? I will do so in a moment, Socrates. It's not looking good. You presented your philosophical views. What? I can't really ask him to... That's kind of fairly clear. I mean, your premise is foolish. No, there's got nothing there. The world is... I've got nothing there either. Oh, man. Little reasons about the existence of some form of morality. Morality exists. How is... Well, just because there's no reason to... Oh, no. That's... In most ways, this is my conclusion. I mean, I've got nothing left. What are you doing, Dad? I thought you said you would find something wrong with his argument. Did I? I actually have very few problems with his argument. And that's what makes me feel like something's off here. Huh? You've presented your philosophical views. I mean, what? I've got nothing left. There's nothing for me to do. What views were those? Come now, Socrates. Do you really need me to outline your own opinions? I just can't help but feel everything would be clearer if you did. Very well then, if you insist. You claim that morality does not exist. You claim that morality does not exist. You claim that... Can you back that up? Can you back this up? Socrates, be reasonable. Did you not say these words yourself? All right, Arbiter. I admit you've raised a strong objection to the idea that morality does not exist. Thank you, Socrates. As governor of this realm, it would be tragic if I had not. Do you see now why such an answer is insufficient? Of course. That is just one problem, though. That wasn't my answer. What? What you're arguing against is 2 steps removed from what I actually said. You have discredited the non-existence of morality, but I claim that the answer to morality might not be findable. Well then, those are essentially the same thing. No, they are not. I think we can all agree morality exists in some form for all the reasons you have described. Well, the non-cognitivists wouldn't, but we didn't really debate any of them, so let's not get into it. Even if it were different for each person, as Protagoras would argue, there is no doubt that we can develop some sort of guideline for how we should behave. But that does not mean that what we seek, a perfect definition for morality, exists as well. Morality could very well be more abstract, like faith or happiness. Maybe. Just because it exists doesn't mean there's an answer everyone will agree on. Therefore, I can claim a perfect answer doesn't exist without throwing morality itself out the window. An answer demands morality, but morality does not demand an answer. That's quite a clever move there. Yeah, saying that, well, maybe we can't know, but that doesn't mean there is one. I can't believe it. We may just survive this after all. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. As you can see, Arbiter, the argument you have built is a very effective counter, but it's a counter to something I did not claim. I am going to send you straight to hell for this. Seriously, you are arguing with me? I have horns, literal horns. I will kick your ass all the way to accountant heaven, and you will stay there with Billy the deer salesman forever. I apologize for misunderstanding your initial point, Socrates. I guess it's always important to make sure the person you're debating understands you clearly, huh? So Dad's position makes sense now, right? Does that mean you can accept his answer? I'm afraid not. His position still has a number of critical flaws. Allow me to explain. Socrates, you claim that a flawless answer cannot be found. However, I do not see how this can be possible when there are infinite potential answers. Already here you have seen arguments of many branches and formulations. With possibilities so incomprehensibly vast, surely one must stand as infallible. With this being the case, it is only a matter of time before we find the answer. As you can see, Socrates, as long as the possibilities are infinite, the answer is findable. Interesting argument, based around a mathematical concept, I see. Well, you forgot one thing, Arbiter. I'm an accountant! I deal with faulty numbers all the time! Wow, Dad, I just got shivers! So you already know what the problem here is? Well, no. But I couldn't pass up my one chance to make being an accountant sound cool. Hey, I've got nothing against accountants. I think accountants could be very cool. Remember when I said I trusted you just 5 minutes ago? Don't make me rethink that. Well, we're already dead. We have nothing to lose here. Being stuck here forever would be bad enough without having made total fools of ourselves. Hey, we just defeated Kant. That's gotta count for something. Socrates, do you intend to actually ask me questions? I understand if you do not. You have placed yourself in an unfortunate position. It may be easier to just admit to your error. Ah, Jeff. Okay, Arbiter, let's rumble. Argument. You claim that a flawless answer cannot be found. Okay. However, I do not see how this can be possible when there are infinite possible answers. Why don't you clarify that? Why don't you start by clarifying it? What do you mean by this? I'm saying that the number of possible solutions that philosophers may think of is not in any way limited. There are infinite possible ideas and infinite variations on those ideas. So essentially, no matter how many answers we discredit, there will always be another one on the table? Just thinking about that makes me tired. Well, I guess humans will only exist for a finite amount of time, so... Really? Are there infinite answers? Can you support that statement? There can be little doubt that the potential answers are infinite, Socrates. I will provide evidence for it in my next statement. You've seen arguments of many branches and formulations, but that doesn't mean they're infinite. That doesn't mean they're infinite. How is this related to your conclusion? It reinforces the idea that the set of possible answers is incredibly diverse, and with such breadth it seems difficult to claim that the answer could not be one of them. Yeah, but just because it's incredibly diverse doesn't mean that it's infinite. So, why don't you clarify now? What do you mean by this? Over the course of your time here, you have met philosophers with many different ideas. These ideas were not variations of one another. Often they would be entirely different beasts. Just like I am an entirely different beast. So there are infinite possible answers because there are infinite possible branches. Each branch of thinking comes from the belief that something is the source of morality, and there are infinite things in the world that could be that source. When we combine or modify these ideas, it is difficult to imagine that we would ever reach an end. True enough. You've seen the arguments of many branches, with possibilities so incomparably vast. Really? Back this up for me. What do you mean? Well, what makes you so sure one of them is perfect? Socrates, is the answer not in the infinite itself? Arbiter. Yes, Socrates? The argument you are making here is quite simple on the surface. I can see why, with so many possible answers, you might believe one of them has to be true. Might believe? Correct. For while I understand where you're coming from, I'm afraid infinity doesn't work quite the way you think it does. Huh? I don't understand either, Dad. What do you mean? Shy. Okay, time for a math lesson.
To put it plainly, infinite is not the same as all-encompassing. They may sound similar, but the two are actually entirely different. There are infinite real numbers between 0 and 1, but none of them are 2. Likewise, there may be infinite potential ways to try to define morality, but that does not guarantee that one of them is perfect. Well, come now, Socrates. Even if I can't prove the answer is out there, probability is surely on my side. Philosophical thought is so diverse, the amount of ground which is covered is truly incredible. I'll agree with that. With this being the case, surely it seems more likely than not the answer exists, yes? Does it, though? Does it really? Over the course of my time here, every philosopher I've encountered has claimed to have the answer to your question. However, a close examination revealed that, diverse as they all were, all of them had flaws. Come to think of it, that's true. Faced with a parade of great thinkers all failing to accomplish the same task you've assigned me, my position only seems stronger. There's no evidence that the set of possible answers contains perfection. In fact, it seems extremely unlikely. The fact is, the existence of infinite possibilities does not guarantee a certain possibility is among them. That's fair enough, I think. Any claim that does is simply and objectively false. Now, I guess I can understand the mistake. You are the ruler of the realm of ideas and not the realm of facts, after all. Oh, don't push it, pal. He's looking pissed. But as an accountant, I can never stand for such an assumption. Whoa. Socrates, let us set aside the witticisms and return to the basics for a moment. You have posited here that there may, in fact, be no provable answer to the question of morality? Yes. You claim, in fact, that there is no evidence to support there being such an answer? Why are you asking so many questions? My dad just said all these things? Well, actually, yes, Arbiter, and the existence of infinite answers cannot itself be considered proof. I see. Well, Socrates, these are all interesting points, but I believe there is one important detail you have forgotten. The answer has been found before. Presentation. The original Socrates found it, the one who hated shoe shops. You claim there is no answer to be found, but history stands against you. The great thinker Socrates completed the task and was granted his wish. His answer had to be approved for this to occur. Clearly there is an answer, and it is possible to find. So you see, Socrates, the answer to morality is clearly findable. If it were not, the great thinker would not have been able to find it. Wait, hang on a minute. Has the Arbiter always been here because Socrates disappeared? Has Socrates been masquerading as the Arbiter the whole time? And in an attempt to question history's greatest philosophers and find the answer to morality? Crazy fan theory. Dad? He may have me, actually. I'd forgotten about the first Socrates exploits. If he found the answer, I can't really argue with that. Then, this really is the end. Now you understand why I cannot accept your answer. You agree that continuing this debate would be foolish, yes? Is this it? Do I have to concede? No, it can't be. What about my crazy fan theory? That's gotta be true. That would be an awesome story point. Come on. Even though we came so far, Harry, I'm really sorry. Arbiter, Worry not, old friend. There is still hope yet. Oh man, I can't remember what voice I did for him. Oh yeah, it was Riker, wasn't it? Commander Riker. Protagoras. Not just Protagoras. Yes! Army of philosophers. What are you all doing here? This is like the ride of the Rohirrim. We've come back to help you, old chap. But why? Why? Ingratitude is the essence of vileness. It gained much from our discussion. Now it is time to return the favor. You are in trouble, and the imperative dictates that I assist. Helping a dying man, that is the idea, Slate. Exactly. There's no happiness to be gained from watching a friend struggle. The magic of friendship, everybody! I can be most useful here, assisting you from the sidelines. Alright, we're going to have some kind of great philosopher cheerleading squad. Goodies happiness, I did. We formed a contract to find the answer, and I must follow it to the end. People work together, they do, Slate. Yeah, whatever. And you, Euthyphro? Humph. My child, you're still a blasphemer. Rest assured, the gods will smite you one day. But until then, I suppose I could lend you a hand. Being men, we are all incredibly flawed. Our only hope lies in helping each other. Mankind is flawed, dear Slate. Oh man, this is so cool. This is so sweet. Thank you, all of you. All right, Arbiter, I'm not going to give up just yet. Humph. This is deteriorating into madness, Socrates. But very well. Okay, why the hell not? I shall entertain you a little longer. I mean, it's not like you've got anything else to do, pal. You claim that there is no answer. Oh, you claim there's no answer to be found. But history stands against you. The argument is that Socrates found the answer. Okay. He's completed the task. He was granted his wish. Can you back this up? Can you back that up? Socrates' absence from this plane is quite conspicuous. Indeed, we've all missed the great thinker. You saw the stir you created just by sharing his name. I don't need much evidence to show that he was granted an exit. Granted his wish. His answer had to be approved for this to occur. Approved by you? What do you mean by this? It is quite simple. If his answer had not been determined to be correct, none of this could have happened. To be approved for this to occur. Where are you? Who do you report to, though? Back this up. Like, what are the rules here? Who enforces them? The story has been told countless times, Socrates. Indeed, it is legend in the realm. Scripture, even. Okay, whatever. Alright, I get it, geez. His answer had to be approved for this to occur. Clearly there is an answer, and it is possible to find. And it is possible to find. What have we got? What have we got? Your face is ugly, and that's pretty important. Something can be called good as long as it increases overall happiness. Often make bad judgments. Wait! Had to be approved. But what if you made a mistake? What if you, Arbiter, made it... No, never mind. This is what's wrong with your argument. I'm sorry, Socrates, but I fail to see what this has to do with anything I said. Grasping at straws, are you sure you would not rather end this foolishness? Of course not. It has to be approved. There is an answer, and it is possible to find. Alright, why don't we clarify it? Let's take it nice and slow. We don't need to hurry. We've got infinite time. I mean that there is clearly an answer that is possible to find. I'm not sure how to move forward. Even I thought this was a well-organized thought. Thank you for chipping in, cunt! Wait, if we all win this debate, do we all get to go? Can you back this up? I believe I just did. As Socrates found the answer must be findable. It doesn't get much more straightforward than that. This answer had to be approved. Well, how is this related to your conclusion? Socrates, the approval, in fact, the evidence supporting that the great thinker actually found the answer. Is it though? Because that means that you must know what it is without the judgment of the previous arbiter. So there's more than one? Huh, interesting. Indeed, we should take note of this, my friend. New statement added. Had to be approved for the arbiter's approval. The arbiter's approval makes the validity of his answer undoubtable. But again, people make mistakes. Yeah, people make mistakes, man. What if the previous arbiter made a mistake? Arbiter? What now, Socrates? Wait, did the previous arbiter have the skull of a different animal on his head, or... Oh, never mind, I don't need to know how that works. You claim we can be sure that Socrates found the answer. Correct. And we can know this for sure because your predecessor verified its validity. Indeed. Well, that's what I thought. Well, in order to demonstrate what's wrong with your argument, I'm going to cite one of my colleagues here. Euthyphro. Yes, my child? Do you remember your statements on the wisdom of man? Of course. Human beings are fallible and vain. They make mistakes. Gods, however, are... Yes, yeah, okay, yeah. That's quite enough preaching. Thank you. Now, Arbiter, let me make this clear for you. Euthyphro may have been wrong about where morality comes from, but he was right about this. Human beings are far from perfect. We can never forget this. And as flawed beings, the answers we formulate will be similarly flawed. As a result, I find it hard to believe that Socrates really did find the answer. What? The fact is, as imperfect beings, we must always remember that we are flawed. The moment we go far enough as to claim that the answer is perfect, we close our minds. And that isn't in the spirit of philosophy, is it? Yeah, it is true. I know from experience. I too have fallen into this trap, Trudy. Indeed, even the best of us can succumb. For this reason, we must never assume we have the answer. But Socrates, the first arbiter, are both human. Or human-like entities, at the very least. I'm not really sure how that really works there. Regardless, how do we know that their judgment, their answer, was not in error, especially if we don't actually know what it is. You've admitted to your fair share of mistakes today. There's no reason the previous arbiter couldn't have made some as well. You can't base the credibility of your entire argument upon an appeal to authority. That's exactly what this is, an appeal to authority. Very well put, Socrates.
Indeed, even I am convinced you could have been wrong all those years ago.
Okay, whatever. Arbiter, if a false conclusion was presented convincingly enough, even your predecessor could have made such a mistake, thus leading to the discovery of an answer that was actually impossible to find. It is possible that a perfect answer is still outside of our reach. So as you can see, you haven't proven anything.
Whoa, that's quite a deep... All right, Socrates. You have a point. I confess that even with the backing of the original arbiter, I cannot prove that an answer exists.
Where is the original arbiter? Like, what? Did he retire, or is he in Florida?
However, before you go and celebrate, I wish to point out that you cannot reasonably prove that it does not. With us at such an impasse, it all boils down to a matter of potential consequences. Let us assume for just a moment that what you have postulated here is true. Let us say for a moment that morality cannot be found. I cannot believe you truly understand the consequences of what you are suggesting. Let me show you why what you claim cannot possibly be right. Whoa, we're going into even further rounds here. Socrates, you have just argued that we can never be sure of our answers. If that is the case, then there is no point to what we do here. We might as well all give up and become accountants. There is no way we can accept a theory with such horrible consequences. And that is my position on the matter.
How could you say such a thing, Arbiter? You have just devalued everything we do here. There is no happiness to be gained from that.
I am merely showing the worrisome implications of Socrates Jones's argument. If you take issue with them, you should take it up with him.
Wait just a... I knew it! I knew you were up to no good, my child, trying to lower us all to your level, make us into accountants. I'm not trying to make anyone into an accountant. Shut up, Euthyphro! Yeah, you tell him, Ariadne! The Arbiter is clearly strawmanning Dad, distorting his argument in order to make it sound weaker. Dad doesn't actually want everyone to become accountants, right? Well, maybe that might be nice, but no, I mean, of course not. No. Oh, okay, thank the gods, because, I don't know what an accountant is, because they didn't exist in my time. Arbiter, you must be getting desperate to resort to such tricks. Even if what you said here were true, the fact that a conclusion is uncomfortable doesn't mean it should be ignored.
Nonsense. It does, however, mean that we should be wary of accepting it.
I must confess, old chap, I would find it hard to believe that anything created such an outcome.
As would I. It would be foolish to jump into waters so brimming with sharks.
Well then, I suppose I will just have to show that there are no sharks, won't I? That the consequences of my argument are not nearly so disastrous.
Very well, Socrates. But first, let me issue an ultimatum. This is your last chance.
My last... what?
You gave your answer. The game is already over. It is only through my mercy that it continues. And your damaging claims are beginning to wear my mercy thin. Thinner than the skin on my head, which is so thin, it's actually just a skull. If you cannot show why this conclusion isn't disastrous, I will refuse to accept it, as you once refused Hobbes. I find it impossible to believe that the answer would be one that made the search itself meaningless. So again, this is your last chance.
All right, Arbiter. One last chance is all I need. I'll show you once and for all why my viewpoint can stand.
Let's do it! Come on!
You've just argued that we can never be sure of our answers. Alright. If that is the case, there is no point to what we do here. Back that up. Can you back that up?
Yes, please do. The logic that supports this idea is fairly intuitive, but I shall spell it out. If your conclusion stands, then our efforts to define morality have always been reaching for an impossible goal. Reaching for something that is forever out of our grasp.
New statement added. If that goal is impossible, all our effort towards it is clearly a waste. If your roads don't lead anywhere, what's the point of building them?
With these 2 points laid bare, there can be little doubt our efforts are useless.
With that said, though, I don't think we should forget these points. I'd like to look at them more closely. There's no point to what we do here. We are striving in vain towards something which cannot be accomplished. Okay. Why don't you Alright, can you back that up? It is supported by your stated outlook. You claim it is impossible to obtain a solution or to be certain of it at the very least. If this is the case, all efforts to do so are misguided. So it can't be accomplished, and if we cannot achieve our goal, there's no reason to try. Really? Can you back that up? There is a difference between difficult and impossible, Socrates. Difficult is worth the effort. A difficult goal may take years or even millennia to accomplish, but in the end the rewards can be extraordinary. Once a goal is proven impossible, however, you are only creating pointless pain for yourself with your struggles. Well, not if it's fun. I mean, philosophy might not always have practical results, but that's not why we do it. A little bit like sex in that case. It is better to refocus your efforts than continue to reach for these impossible things. That was actually fairly reasonably laid out. Yes, well, wonderful to know the arbiter is brilliant when he's tearing me to pieces. We cannot achieve our goal, there's no reason to try. We might as well give up and become accountants. Oh, come on, that's just being facetious. Can you back this up? Ridiculous and insulting statement. I have established that it does not make sense for us to pursue something other than perfection. Therefore, if we cannot achieve our goal, we may as well give up and assume a lower profession, of which accounting is one example. Grr. Not even the arbiter can resist making a dig at my profession. Is it really such an easy target? There is no way we can accept a theory with such horrible consequences. Can you back this up? Accepting your conclusion will have drastic negative consequences to our world here, as I have outlined. I believe this is more than enough reason to reject your conclusion. But, technically, you could accept, right? Yes, I suppose I could. Technically. Then accept it! No! Just because I could doesn't mean I should. We are looking for the nature of morality, and your answer is immoral in itself. Accept a theory. What do you mean by this? I mean that I cannot accept your argument given the consequences. Alright, chill your boots. Wait! But you'd be helping me! You'd be helping a dying man! No, maybe not. Sorry. No, of course not. Oh god, that really decreased my credibility. Oh man. Cannot achieve our goal, there's no reason to try. We can be called good as long as it increases overall. But what if it makes us happy? No. Oh god, I can't afford many more of those. So it's something which cannot be accomplished. Alright, alright, take it slow. Why don't we click all the options? How is this related to your conclusion? Establishing it helps detail our futility. There's no point to what we do here. How is this related to your conclusion? Details the central problem your reasoning creates. We'd never be sure of our answers. Well, I can't really ask him to clarify that much, but I mean that you just said we can assume it. Is that not correct? No, I guess it is. We'll never be sure of our answers. How is this related? Come on, just give me something, man. Just give us a hand. Just click all the buttons. I don't want to die. Can you back this up? What did he just ask? Mr. Jones just asked his opponent to back up his own conclusions. Again? Afraid so. Hey guys, remember that one time when I pressed my own statement for backing and it was the right thing to do? Cut me some slack, you dead Socrates, you've just argued. Alright, if that is the case, there's no point in what we do here. We're striving in vain towards something which cannot be accomplished. Alright, why don't you clarify it? Come on, what do you mean by this? As philosophers, it is our duty to seek the answers to questions such as the nature of morality. But if your conclusion was accepted as true, no matter how hard we work, those questions will never be answered. Cannot achieve our goal, there's no reason to try. I just don't agree with that. I don't understand, can you elaborate? Socrates, the duty of every moral philosopher is to create a perfect definition of morality. Duty? Like a moral duty? Is there something circular going on here? Perfect answer in vain. I believe this has all been made clear before. Wait, but not as clear as it was made now. Worse nothing, and if we are able to obtain perfection. Really? Can you back that up? Must I really? It strikes me as fairly obvious. A perfect answer is the only answer worth pursuing. Perfection is indeed desirable, but yeah, it is elusive. Our efforts are worth nothing. Unless we're able to... There's something, there's got to be something wrong. What do you mean by this? Simply that if we cannot find the absolute answer, then nothing we find will ever stand up to a thorough examination. All flawed assumptions will eventually be discarded. We might as well recognize their worthlessness now. Nothing unless we're able to obtain perfection.
No! Oh no, it's so close! Nothing unless we're able to obtain perfection. Oh, this is so tense. How is this related to conclusion? With nothing unless we're able to obtain perfection. To obtain perfection. Maybe it's good as long as it increases happiness. We might as well give up and become accountants. It's got to be this. It's got to be able to obtain perfection. But it... Well, I think this is a big risk, and I think it might be wrong, but... I think that just because there's not a definite answer in philosophy doesn't mean that it's not fun to do. So I'm going to go with... I think it could be called good. Oh my god, was it right? Arbiter! I think I finally figured out what's wrong with your entire position. No way! Did I just get that right? Oh my word, what a guess! What a guess! Yes! Have you now? Remember, you will not get another chance. I know, and I don't need one. This, Arbiter, is the end. Very well, Socrates. Tell me then, what is wrong with my position? It's quite simple, really. A classic fallacy. You're assuming here that a solution must be perfect to have value, but this is not the case. In fact, such an assumption strikes me as fundamentally wrong. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. Exclamation point, Mr. Data. I have to take my morning walk. I just realized that over half of us have facial hair. What have you got against facial hair? I am not sure how to cope with my distress. Who cares? Right, anyway. Perfection is, as a general rule, an attractive prospect in every field. But things do not have to be perfect to add value to the world. Let us look at art. Even works as great as the Statue of David or the Mona Lisa are not without their flaws, but despite their flaws, can there be any doubt that the world is a brighter place because these works exist? Oh, then it's as Mill would say, they're still good because they increase happiness. Exactly. Whether or not Mill's ideas dominate, increasing overall happiness is certainly one way an imperfect work can contribute. But under your logic, none of these works would have any meaning. That's the real disastrous conclusion here. There is no happiness to be gained from that. Look at the people around you, Arbiter. All these philosophers came forward with their own visions of morality. Ultimately, their views all turned out to be flawed, but does that make their ideas worthless? Of course not. Their theories have had a profound positive impact upon the world. Anyone in my high school philosophy class could tell you as much. Flaws, after and all, their attempted moral systems stand stronger than those created without thought, and the importance of this is palpable. Just because perfection might be unattainable does not mean we should not try. It only means we cannot expect to succeed. This is quite impressive, old friend. Oh, look at how much that credibility is rising. Indeed, you may truly have it, Herr Jones. True, it is our duty to keep questioning, always and forever. For while we can never assume our ideas are perfect, if we don't keep searching, we will miss the chance to find something better. The fact that we can never be sure does not mean we should not hypothesize. That's a good argument, I think. That's good. The goal may be unattainable, but all the progress made towards it is still a fundamental good. In a way, searching for morality is, in fact, the most moral thing you can do. What do you have to say to that, Arbiter? I say... ... Ha! I've closed the skull holes on my face, that's what I have to say. Ho ho ho! Oh ho 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 ho! Arbiter? Oh, wonderful, you broke the sovereign. Now we'll have to get a new one. No, I'm fine. It's just funny. Funny? Yes, funny. I realize now I have become arrogant in my time ruling this plane. I simply assumed a perfect answer was out there, waiting to be found, despite the fact that the one I had found myself so many years ago was wrong. Yourself. And to think it would be you who would put the pieces together. It's humorous, really. What are you talking about? Oh! He is not wise because of what he knows, but because he knows what he does not know. I was right! I was right! It is him! People used to say this about me all the time. Now, I believe it better applies to you. Wait. Hold on. You? Yes, that's right, Protagoras. I am, or was, the great thinker Socrates. I knew it! I knew it! What a call! What a magnificent call! Yes! I'm a terrible person to watch movies with because I always do that. What? Say what? Called it. Yeah, nice. You what? Yeah, I figured it out like an hour ago. Yeah, me too. An unverifiable claim, but there is no denying this one is sharp enough. Regardless, I guess I can stop doing that now. Finding the answer was my greatest accomplishment. I convinced the old arbiter I had found the solution. I even briefly convinced myself, and as a result, I won the challenge. The arbiter gave me his mantle and told me I was to take his place as ruler of this realm. I took it, and I became what you see now. So that isn't actually his face. But you said Socrates left, and you didn't immediately recognize me as not you. My friend, why would you go so far to hide your identity? I gave up who I was to oversee this realm. As Socrates, I may have been respected, but I also made my fair share of enemies. I felt that, having found the answer, it was only appropriate to distance myself from all of that, to better guide others towards the truth. Of course, once I figured out that my solution was in fact wrong, I became determined to goad someone else into finding it, never once thinking that perhaps it could be unreachable. In a way, the old Socrates did leave that day, and he became Darth Vader. No, but now I think you've brought him back. ... Well then, Socrates Jones. I think it's time I finally granted you your wish. You mean... Yes. It's time for you to head on home. The both of you. I can't believe it. We did it! We actually did it! But wait, hold on. Does this mean you accept my answer as true? Am I a pro-philosopher? Maybe even Socrates Jones pro-philosopher? Certainly not. By our very own logic. You know I cannot do that. I do, however, accept your answer as the best I will receive right now. And I cannot ask for better than that. So, this is for real this time, no tricks. You can just walk through. Of course, Ariadne. What do you take me for? Human? Just making sure. Dad, do you know what I'm going to do first when I get home? Eat a whole bushel of apples. What? Sleep. Sounds like a plan. Well, we're in a car, so it's probably not a good... I mean, we don't want to wind up here again, right? Ahem. Well then, Hobbes, Mill, Protagoras, Kant, Euthyphro, Socrates, Prime. Socrates Prime? That's fantastic! That's a great name. I guess this is it. Goodbye, Herr Jones. You will be missed. Indeed, it was a pleasure making your acquaintance. I will miss you, Socrates. You're almost as intelligent as the original. Sniffle. Thank you, all of you, for everything you've done. An extra big thank you to you, Mill. I'll see you later. You're just as awesome as I thought you would be. Thanks for a really nice time earlier on when we snuck off. I'm gonna miss you, but I'll see you at that high school 7 Minutes in Heaven party next week, right? Yes, sure, of course, see you there. Now, Ariadne Jones, you're going to make this old man blush. Let's not shingle anyone out, Daddy. Everyone here has been great. Except for maybe Euthyphro. Hey, come on, he helped in the end, didn't he? What? Now wait a minute. Come on. Oh, I mean, come on, Dad. Let's go. I've had enough of this weird floating architecture for a good long time. It's like being stuck in the end scene of Labyrinth. All right, Daddy. Lead the way back to the hospital bed full of pain. Oh, God, maybe that was a bad call, actually. Maybe could... Oh, God, it hurts! Oh, internal bleeding. Farewell, great thinker Jones. See you again in a few dozen years. Well, if you don't go to accounting heaven, of course. Is that it? Is that it? Is that the end? Well done, Connor. Well done. Oh, and all your helpers. Well done. Well. Wow, that is Socrates Jones Professor. Well done to you, Matthew, for the music as well. I particularly enjoyed that. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. Oh, look, it's them waking up. Damn, Nurse is pretty good looking. Well done. Was it all real or was it just a dream, I guess? Well, yeah, thank you for that. I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was really good. Thank you for watching it as well. I thought, Connor, you really did a good job of explaining the complex philosophical ideas in a clear way that people could understand. Euthyphro is still boring people. Oh, God. Billy the Salesman was Timothy Vaughn. Euthyphro was Max Gibson. Protagoras was Jonathan Noroli. Thomas Hobbes was Connor Fallon. No, that was you! Well done, Connor. Hobbes. That's a good look. I hope she did well. Oh, you've taken your scarf off to show your hickeys from Mill. Nice work. Yeah, I thought it was cool. Maybe, I mean, I'm not going to say that you should write a sequel or anything, and I'm not a professional game critic, but if there were sequels to Socrates Jones, maybe non-cognitivism would be a good idea. It's Kant trying on a beard. Maybe non-cognitivism would be a good idea. We didn't get to explore that. That's the idea that morality might be more to do with what sentences involving it say than exactly what the properties of goodness are about. It's like, Billy the Deer Salesman, buying all the deer repellent. Well, God bless you. Are you interested in joining the Church of Robotology? I hope you enjoyed all my silly voice acting as well. I don't know what that is. Is that do they do a drawing or are they being haunted by him? Ah, the end. Well, well done. Well done to you, Connor. And thank you for everyone who watched Socrates Jones. It's been really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you. Very good game. And if you want to play it for yourself, there's a link in the description where you can do that. I suppose the only thing left to say is thank you all very much for watching Socrates Jones. It's been a lot of fun. Maybe someday we'll play some other philosophy games if such things exist. Thanks very much for coming along and listening to the whole series, guys. It's really cool. I'll leave the playlist up here so you can all keep watching it. And good luck in all of your philosophical debates to come. Yeah, good job, my child. Alright, let's get the hell out of here.